and welcome to the Class Business Podcast. I'm Chrissy Monin, your host, and today I'm joined by the amazing Tamara Holland, who is an official sponsor partner for the Class Business Awards. In today's conversation, we're going to be talking about Tamara's business journey, why she's so passionate about working with children's activity providers, and why content and marketing done properly matters so much in the sector. Tamara brings a real grounded, practical perspective to marketing, especially for providers who don't want to be glued to social media or stuck posting and hoping. Tamara, it is great to have you here with us today. Let's start with this. Tell everyone who you are, what you do, and where you do it.
Thanks for having me. I said it feels a bit like we're getting the band back together because me and Chrissy have an amazing history. So I am Tamara Holland from Dot & Stripe, and I'm an award-winning marketing consultant for the children's activity sector. So I've helped franchisors, franchisees, and independent activity providers to go away from posting and hoping on social media to finally having marketing systems in place that feel a lot like fun. Because I think what tends to happen is it feels a bit like one of those tasks you have to get round to, and actually it has so much more value than that. And once you kind of see all of the little tips and tricks that connect everything together, it can actually feel so much more valuable for your business. So I have kind of come into the sector about 9 years ago. And so this is how me and kind of Chrissy came together. So I've had a long career in marketing. I was doing the 9 to 5, probably a lot more than 9 to 5, to be honest, working in marketing back in the day. And then I had my daughter, who is now 9, which is crazy. And I couldn't do the traveling, the school pickups, the nursery pickups. I felt like I was just in this constant cycle of kind of going into work and not having that quality time with her. And so I came into the children's activity space, like many other people who end up kind of coming into franchising, because I wanted that flexibility and to be able to use my brain in it in the way that it deserves, but also still have valuable time. And I bought a franchise business, and that was Mess Around, and how I ended up working with you, which is all of those years ago.
Yeah, so for anyone that's following us on this video, so Tamara came on board for Mess Around Northamptonshire and was with the team. I think you were there for like 5 years. You did your 5-year contract and hit the ground running straight away and did such an amazing job with her franchise that I asked her to come on board at the head office team and work with us on our national marketing. So it's been a great addition to our team, our network at the time, and he's done amazing things. So what specifically now led you to be doing the work you're doing right now with children's activity providers?
Yeah, so I obviously sold my franchise just before the pandemic, which was incredibly lucky timing. And I then had my son, and actually the pandemic was a bit of my kind of bum kick to go, do you know what, I am really actually quite good at this marketing thing. And obviously you gave me so much confidence with that as well, and seeing the support I was able to give Mess Around and the team. And so I set Dot & Stripe up. It will be 6 years ago in April.
Wow, it's 6 years.
Yeah, mad. And I was very bored with the kind of businesses I was working with. It was very like family focused initially. I was kind of dabbling across different kind of elements of marketing because I have a real kind of broad background. I've social media on content and ads and email, and I love that variety. And what I realized as I was kind of attracting more and more businesses and connections that I had within the children's activity sector was that actually I have a really unique perspective, because I have been where a lot of franchisees have been, trying to sell spaces in classes, and also have that marketing knowledge. So I had to kind of butt kick the imposter syndrome and go, do you know what? I think I can actually do this and actually help people. And for the last probably 3 years now, I've solely focused on class-based businesses, and more often than not children's activity providers. And like I say, I know that kind of unique perspective, what their real challenges are. A lot of them are not ready to, they don't have the knowledge necessarily to do it themselves, or they don't have the budgets to fully outsource. And so I've spent time creating solutions that help them capture attention, all of the ideal customers that they're trying to get to their sessions or franchises, convert those people, because it's great capturing attention, but if it doesn't turn into actual bookings, what's the point? And then help them learn that once you get better systems in place, you're going to confidently fill your classes as well, and not feel like marketing is this horrible admin task you have to get round to.
Oh no, for sure. Like marketing is like, it should be fun. Like if it's a chore, then you're not really doing it right.
Exactly
it should be fun. It should be fun. So obviously you've worked in marketing for years and you've run classes yourself. So like me, we've done the do. And how has that shaped the way you support clients now?
It's so funny. I talk about how when I first started in marketing, like social media wasn't a thing. Like it wasn't a tool that we had in our marketing arsenal. And I really see in this sector, especially in the last 3-4 years, this huge reliance on social media. Mm-hmm. And actually it's a hugely valuable tool, don't get me wrong, but it's also one of the most time draining and extremely difficult to measure kind of elements of your marketing. And I often go back to what marketing was like 15, 20 years ago, and really kind of show people that there are far simpler ways to help promote their business, and that social media shouldn't just be where you build your entire business, because scarily that can get taken away at any point. So you want to have that kind of mix of platforms. So it's really helped me kind of position that social media is hugely important. It's great for capturing attention, but there are better tools that can help you convert that attention into actual sales. Because multiple likes and views on a reel is great, but if it's not paying your bills, what's the point?
Oh, no, I completely agree with you. And me and you have always sung from the same hymn sheet, is like build an integrated marketing system online and offline, and don't put all your eggs definitely in one basket. Yeah. And I completely agree with you. Right now, I just feel like social media, like for the last 2 years, we've had a lot of like shouty social media. I think right now people are craving connection more than ever. And they want a deeper connection. And if providers are not looking at how they're going to change that in 2026, I feel like they're going to get left behind. And that brings me nicely on to my next question I was going to ask you, which was lots of providers like are just posting and hoping. And from what you see, what's actually going wrong with most class providers marketing? So I can give you my views where I think they're going wrong, but I'm interested to see what you think.
Yeah. It's so true what you said. I think people are craving authenticity more than ever, especially with AI. AI is such an amazing, powerful tool that can help you with your marketing. But actually, people want real people now. They don't want AI-generated content and posts and images. They want the kind of rough and ready, behind-the-scenes type content. But also, I think what's so important now on social media is, like I said, seeing it as a place for capturing attention. So there are some amazing tools, for example, on Instagram that can help you capture the attention of your audience. It's an SEO platform now. So we want to be thinking about all of the keywords we're using and where we're using them across the platform to drive that interest from our audience. But actually, we want to take that interest and take it elsewhere and give people a reason to connect with us. One of the biggest things that I see, like you said, posting and hoping, but also posting and just running away. Like, oh, I've scheduled my post, so I've done my marketing.
Or the other one, Tamara, post in Facebook groups and run. Like, let me just post a post in the community group and I'll just leg it.
That's it. And actually, social media is a social platform. They want you to stay on the platform. They want you to connect. They want you to build a community. And just a few simple things can help you do that, like replying to people's comments, replying to DMs, replying to people if they follow you, asking people if they want to connect or what you can do to support them, using stories to share the behind the scenes in a really kind of community-based way, because social media ultimately wants you to stay there and engage with all of the tools they're giving you. And if you are just creating a post, scheduling it, and not really seeing the results, then you're just in this constant cycle of making the same mistakes. And that's where we feel overwhelmed, disheartened with the effort that we're putting in.
Or they feel like it's not working. And it's because it's not connecting. That's one of the things I was talking to my clients about last week was we all live every day. So we have like every day something happens in our life that, we can use in content. Like me and you were just talking before this interview about our children and what we need to do to advocate for them. And this is real life stuff. And every provider, every class business owner can take the real life stuff that goes on and take that and create it into content that is going to resonate more with their audience than saying, I have 5 places left. Just join the club with everyone else that's saying I've got this many places left. Like, if you really want to stand out from the crowd and you want to be different and you want that, like you said, like me and you, like connection and people to see you for who you are and what you're building, then tell stories. And they're so easy to do because it's real. You're not having to even think about it.
Yeah. And actually, things that you're creating don't have to be overly produced, Steven Spielberg productions for a reel, or Canva graphic designer standard images. And like a pretty profile means nothing in isolation.
I completely agree. I get clients that get too stuck on Canva, and I'm like, forget the Canva, just get an image up, or you go live, talk about what you're doing. For sure. Like they don't need to be doing that now. And I think it's like me and you agree on the same page there about how providers need to think about their content in a different way for 2026. I think for sure they can. And the thing is, it's like you said, like I've always said as well, it's like if it's real life stuff, it's going to resonate more with the audience, and then they're going to buy into you as people. And then obviously you can take them down the customer journey then through the sales process, and then they'll get better results.
Yeah. And actually, when you start to get in that rhythm of seeing it as a community, it feels lighter, I think. It doesn't feel like you have to sit and prepare and pre-schedule and plan weeks and weeks of content. And it's just, it should feel collaborative, I think. And it's easy to say, of course, like we've got all of these years of experience.
But we say we got years of experience. Yes, we have. However, we didn't have the tools like ChatGPT and other AI tools. And so now providers are in a great position because although like we know that the algorithm, like the feed is like covered in AI stuff, but there's nothing stopping you using, a ChatGPT app for you to voice note your exact words, your tone of voice, and letting it help you shape the copy. Yes, do that. Save time doing that because it stops you overthinking everything. But like I said, don't just do everything in there and just think, actually, that's going to talk to my ideal customer and stuff, because it's not.
I also say it's really good because social media now is an SEO platform. So what we mean by that is your post can be discovered on Google. So people are coming to TikTok, to Instagram, and they're using the search bar to search baby class Northampton. And if you don't have those keywords in your content, in your profile, in your bio, you're not going to get discovered. And actually, when you head to ChatGPT and say, oh, actually, I need to make sure I'm using some of these keywords in this post. Can you help me? Or what can I post today that includes these keywords? That is hugely powerful. I also use it to help me write alt text, so the alternative text that helps people using screen readers. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, how do I describe this image or video? And actually, that's really useful for it as well. Like, it's not the place you should just be going and copying and pasting, because, like you say, that's not authenticity. It's not really your personality, but it definitely has a place. It's becoming even more significant and important.
Well, yes, for sure. And obviously, we were talking about, like, you talk about building marketing systems that don't rely on like burnout or algorithms. And it's really interesting conversation, actually, because I mean, maybe it's me, I need to pay more attention, but people were like, oh, Chrissy, I look at my insights and I see X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, I never look at my insights. I never look at I look at what people are telling me on the comments. Yes, I know, like, I'm getting engagement. And then when I did look at my insights, it was like 250,000 for the, and I was like, oh, I don't pay that attention to, because I pay attention to what I see. Like, if I see people commenting and engaging, then I know that it's going to be getting that reach. So, like, when we talk about building systems and not relying on the burnout or the algorithm, again, I've never relied on the algorithm. I will just do what I need to do. What does that look like for a real busy class business owner from your perspective?
Yeah, so at the moment, I think spending time on, we talked about before, SEOing your profile, making sure it's got all of those keywords is going to start attracting people. You then want to have tools in place to take people off social media. So, actually before that, a step is automating some of the messaging and systems in place when people do connect with you. So, in fact, I've just shared a post on my Instagram today just exactly about this. So 10 minutes a day I spend commenting, replying to comments, stories, just engaging with others and having that connection. But I also appreciate we don't all have that 10 minutes a day. So I have automated processes with ManyChat in place, so that if somebody tags me in a story, it will reply to them. If someone sends me a direct message, it will reply to them. It seems like it's me, but it's not really me. And so I'm still having that connection without actually being attached to my phone the whole time. And for me, my whole journey, my call to action all the time is getting people off Instagram. So at the moment, you'll say, comment the word fix and I'll add you to my email list, or go to my links in my bio and get my free masterclass. I want every opportunity to direct people over. And for a class provider, you can do exactly those same things. You want people on your email list. You want people heading to your booking page or your franchise prospectus download page. So everything that we're doing to drive people should be over to email, in my opinion. Email has so much value. It outcompetes social media on absolutely all statistics. You can reach more people. You'll see open rates. So you'll potentially see kind of 30, 40, if not more % of your audience opening your emails. You can see who's clicked on your email, what links they've clicked, and whether that's converted into sales. And so that data just gives you so much more value than the like or the comment that you might be getting on social media. I completely
agree with you. Yeah, I'm a big email person, and I'm also like, if you're not collecting WhatsApp numbers as well, you're in the wrong game. Numbers and emails.
Yeah, and also not just sending the boring monthly email newsletter that we see across the sector. I think it's such an untapped tool in the class-based business world. And the only people that really care about that monthly emails newsletter you're sending out about, what wins you've had this month is you as the sender.
Right. And I always say, like, what person remembers a business that emails once a month? No one
Yeah,
does.
12 times a year. That's all it is. You would never post just 12 times a year.
Yeah, email like once a week minimum, just to keep top of mind. Like, but like 12 touches for a whole year. And now, and they're saying at the minute, isn't it? It's like the person or the prospective person's coming in, it needs like 2 hours of touch points. So if you're only sending 12, and then like how much volume you got to do on socials as well. It's insane. So
I also say, if somebody, like, when was the last time you read a newsletter, an email newsletter, like a monthly email newsletter, like the big?
I've got one person, right? Actually, I will take my little cap. I have one person who I absolutely adore. Actually, she was a client who does walk-in tours in France, in Toulouse. And she sends one email a month, and it is actually the only one I read. But when I tried to get her to do more, she was like, I can't. And to be fair, her ideal customer is like age 60 plus. So I was like, okay, I think maybe you've got a point. So I let her have that one. But it is a good newsletter that she does send out. So obviously this year, I'm hosting the Class Business Awards, the first platform for class businesses in the UK. And I was so excited that you have decided to jump on board with me for this adventure. So you're an official partner sponsor with us, and you are sponsoring Content Marketing Award of the Year. Tell me why that category is really important to you.
Yeah, thank you for asking me as well, because I think we are both so passionate about this sector. I think it's such a great sector to be part of. And of course, as a marketer, I am going to be biased that, content and anything that we're creating is where the real marketing magic actually happens, because every small class provider has the equal same opportunity as that huge class provider to make an impact with their content. And for me, it's just about showing up consistently, sharing values, and building those genuine relationships. So to be able to shine a light on the people that are doing that brilliantly day to day, often with very limited time, the juggle struggle is real. Like, I get it. We both get it. We've been there. And limited times, resources, it just shows that, I think anybody who's doing that well or putting energy and effort into it, we need to celebrate them, whether that's using social media or blogging or videos, taking that time and energy that you have with content to educate others, inspire them, and make a difference. We need to celebrate and recognise those people. So I am thrilled to be part of the event.
Oh, yeah, and we're so excited to have you on board with us, because I know you're going to bring lots of value to my audience over the next 12 months, because I'm sure we'll have other sessions like this as well. So I would ask you, like, what classes did you attend as a child? Did you go to some classes? Were there even classes?
Well, I was actually thinking about this. So last year, it was my 40th year, or heading into my 41st. And I decided at the beginning of the year that I wanted to learn to sing. I'm not going to sing over the podcast, don't worry. So I started going for singing lessons. And actually on Wednesday, I'm now joining my first choir.
Sing.
Yeah, so the problem was I wanted to find a choir that wasn't a bit like Women's Institute.
Yeah.
I wanted to sing pop songs. And so on Wednesday, it's a trial pop choir that's new for the area. And I can't wait. So that's going to be my class. I can't really recall many classes when I was growing up. But I'm really passionate about putting my kids through classes as well. My two both go to swimming lessons, and they are also both part of the scouting community as well, so Cubs and Scouts. The reason I love the Cubs and Scouts is my daughter has something called DLD, developmental language disorder. And so she finds instructions a little bit tricky when it comes to classes, and reading and writing is really tricky for her as well. And classes give both of them this escapism from being in school. They get to just be themselves, be kids. It's not about being academic or the best at something. It's just about having fun, learning new skills. And I think it's just such a great opportunity for them to connect with other children outside of their little bubble that they live in as well. And obviously we're biased because we love class providers, but I want them to keep up these activities as well.
No, for sure. And this is one of the reasons I wanted to host the awards, was to spotlight the impact that class providers have on their communities and their local area, like families and that, because that's the bit that doesn't get really seen. People just see the front end, but they don't see the back end when when your little one comes home and they've learned X, Y, and Z, or they've been with a class provider for a year and you've seen that progression. That's the magic part. That's the bit that's not really measurable. So that's why I'm really excited about interviewing, when we get going with all the nominations and that, and just finding out everyone's stories and what they're doing in their area and how they're impacting families. And also it's the economy as well, the impact that we have locally for business, for those areas. It's the lifeblood. So if you could give one piece of honest advice to a class provider who feels overwhelmed or invisible right now, what would it be?
I think it's probably reiterating what I've shared about SEO. So go and spend 10 minutes, 20 minutes going and searching what keywords you think people are searching for when it comes to your business. So whether that's swimming or football or any other kind of class-based topic, and integrate those keywords into your bio, into your name, into the post that you're sharing, into the hashtags you're using, because it's going to have the biggest impact, the fastest impact. You're telling the algorithm, this dreaded, scary thing that we all hear about, exactly who you want to come and find you. And it's such a simple thing that can make such a massive difference. So that's definitely my top tip today.
Perfect. And if people want to come and connect with you after they watch this, where can they find you? Where do you hang out?
So funnily enough, my two favourite platforms are Instagram. So you can come and connect with me on Instagram at .stripeuk. Send me a DM as well and comment the word fix, and I will add you to my Fast Fix email, which will help you with tips to fill your classes. And because email is also my favourite platform, you'll get a weekly email from me with lots of updates as well.
Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us today, Tamara, and telling everyone about your business journey and just obviously us chatting insights into the marketing. I'm sure lots of people will find it really, really valuable. So if you are watching this, stay tuned, because we do have more interviews coming up over the next year. We're going to be telling everyone's story. It's been amazing to have you here, Tamara, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. See you soon.